what Lee Min-ho just did for his twins. Yes, his adorable little ones. Is something so thoughtful, so tender, and so deeply meaningful that fans across the world are calling it the most beautiful thing he has done as a father. This isn't a drama scene, this isn't a scripted moment, this is real life. And it proves once again that behind the global superstar, behind the handsome actor, behind the celebrity image lives a man whose heart grows softer every single day because of the two tiny humans who call him Dad. So lovely viewers, let's dive into this touching, interactive story and unwrap every beautiful detail behind how and why Lee Min-ho decided to build a full playground for his twins right in their backyard. And trust me, once you hear the reasons and see the reactions from Song Hye-kyo and the twins, your heart will melt like chocolate in warm hands. It all started on a quiet morning when the twins, let's call them Min-jun and Ha-rin for storytelling, ran outside with their usual burst of energy. They loved the backyard. To them, it wasn't just grass and trees. It was a magical kingdom where every insect was a tiny friend, every rock was a treasure, and every breeze carried a secret message. Lee Min-ho often sat by the window with his cup of tea, watching them play. He would smile quietly, sometimes playfully shake his head when they argued over something silly, and sometimes feel an overwhelming wave of gratitude wash over him. Those moments reminded him of why he worked so hard, why he made so many sacrifices, why he fought for privacy, and why he always protected his family so fiercely. But that particular morning something happened. The kids ran back inside pouting, because apparently their beloved stick bridge, the small wooden board they used to pretend cross over rivers, had broken. Ha-rin sniffled dramatically while Min-jun, ever the protective twin brother, folded his arms and said, "Daddy, our world is broken." Those words hit Min-ho differently. He scooped them both into his arms, hugged them close and whispered, "Then Daddy will fix your whole world." And lovely viewers, he meant it. But fixing the stick bridge wasn't enough. Something sparked inside him, something deeper. He wanted his twins to have a place filled with magic and joy. A place that belonged only to them. A place where their imaginations could grow and their little hearts could run wild. That same day, after tucking them into bed, he walked outside into the quiet night. The moonlight stretched across the backyard, illuminating the empty spaces between the trees. He stood there and finally saw the place not just with the eyes of a father, but with the eyes of a dreamer. "They deserve more than grass and sticks," he whispered to himself. And that's when the idea hit him. A playground. A full, beautifully designed, safe, imaginative playground built right there in the backyard. Not a simple slide. Not just a swing. But a place where childhood itself could bloom. The next day, he secretly contacted a team of designers and architects who specialized in children's play structures. He asked for something custom, something unique, something meaningful, something that reflected his twins' personalities. When they asked for theme ideas, he immediately responded, "Build them a world. Something magical. Something they'll remember forever." Lovely viewers, you won't believe how involved he became. Lee Min-ho attended every meeting. He studied sketches. He looked at color palettes. He compared wood textures. He checked safety materials. He tested swings himself. Yes, the staff said seeing him sitting on a swing, gently rocking, and nodding thoughtfully was both adorable and hilarious. He asked questions like, "Is this safe if they run too fast? Will this corner hurt them if they fall? Can we make this higher so they can imagine they're flying? Can we add something musical so they can dance?" He wasn't building a playground. He was building love itself. And when the design was finalized, construction began. But here's the emotional twist. He kept everything a secret from Song Hye-kyo and the twins. Every time Hye-kyo asked why the backyard was suddenly off limits, he would smile in that signature mischievous way and say, "You'll see soon, Hye-kyo-ya." She would narrow her eyes, but his charm always won. Days turned into weeks. Trucks came and went. Workers hammered and drilled. Min-ho checked progress every morning before filming and every evening after returning home. Some nights he stayed outside until late, helping to paint tiny details or polishing wood because he wanted it perfect. If you had seen him crouched on the ground, brushing protective coat on a wooden castle tower while wearing a cap and simple clothes. You would never guess he was one of Korea's biggest stars. He was simply a dad building a world for his kids. Finally, the day of the big reveal arrived. Min-ho woke up earlier than usual, his excitement bubbling like soda. He laid out outfits for the twins, cute matching overalls, and made pancakes shaped like stars, hearts, and tiny playground slides. The twins found it amusing but didn't understand why Daddy was acting like a caffeinated bunny. After breakfast, he gently covered their eyes with tiny hands and guided them toward the backyard. Song Hye-kyo followed behind, confused but smiling, her heart already warm from the joy on Min-ho's face. And then, the moment came. With the softest voice he whispered, "Okay, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes." Lovely viewers, the scream that came from the twins wasn't a scream of fear. It was pure, explosive joy. Before them stood the most magical backyard playground they had ever seen. A wooden castle with climbing hills. A double slide that allowed them to race. A swing set shaped like crescent moons. A mini suspension bridge like the one in their favorite bedtime story. A sandbox shaped like a treasure chest. A little stage with musical chimes and bells. And painted across the side of the castle were 2 hand-drawn characters representing each twin. Ha-rin gasped, "Daddy, you built a kingdom." Min-jun ran to him, hugging his legs so tightly Min-ho almost lost balance and shouted, "Daddy, this is our whole world." And that, lovely viewers, was when Song Hye-kyo looked at Lee Min-ho with eyes full of love, pride, and gratitude. She whispered, "Min-ho, you built their childhood." His eyes softened. "I built it because they built my heart." But the magic wasn't over yet. The twins immediately ran to explore every corner. They climbed, swung, slid, screamed, and laughed with a kind of happiness that fills the air like sunshine. Min-ho followed them everywhere like an excited child himself. At one point, he climbed the rope wall with them and slipped halfway down, leading the twins to burst into giggles and shout, "Daddy, you're not good at this." Hye-kyo laughed from the side, capturing photos and videos with her phone. "My love," she teased. "You built it, but they'll outrun you." Min-ho grinned, brushing dirt off his pants. "That's the point." But then came the most emotional part of the day. Inside the castle tower, Min-ho had placed a small plaque that the twins hadn't noticed yet. When they finally ran inside and saw it, they called out excitedly. The plaque read, "For Min-jun and Ha-rin, may you grow fearless, joyful, and free." As the sun slowly dipped into the horizon that evening, casting warm shades of amber across the entire yard, Lee Min-ho wiped the sweat from his forehead with the back of his wrist, glancing at the nearly completed playground with pure satisfaction. He wasn't just building slides and tunnels. He was building memories. Each screw he tightened, each piece he lifted into position, held something meaningful behind it. A memory from his own childhood, a wish he carried into fatherhood, a moment he wanted his twins to look back on and remember with love. Song Hye-kyo stepped outside carrying 2 cups of warm tea. Her eyes softening at the sight of her husband still working even though the sky was dimming. "Yobo, you haven't rested since morning," she said gently as she approached him. But her voice wasn't nagging. It was full of adoration, concern, and that sweet tenderness fans always gush about. Lee Min-ho took the cup with a grateful smile, sipping as he sat beside her on the edge of the swing frame he had installed earlier. "You know," he began, looking around the playground, "I always dreamed of having a space like this for my kids someday. Somewhere they could run and laugh. Somewhere they could feel free. And now you're giving them everything you dreamed of," she replied softly, leaning her head against his shoulder. In moments like this, you could almost hear fans screaming with joy through their screens. Just then, their twins' laughter echoed from the living room window. They had been watching through the glass. 2 little faces pressed eagerly against the pane, excited for the day they would finally get to play in the magical world their appa was building for them. Lee Min-ho waved at them, and the twins giggled harder, tapping the window as if urging him to finish faster. It was in that moment that Song Hye-kyo saw something in her husband's expression, an intensity of love so deep it could move mountains. The kind of love that couldn't be scripted, acted, or staged. It was real. "Tomorrow," Lee Min-ho said with a proud little grin, "I'll start on the painting. I want it to be bright, colorful. Something that makes them excited the second they open the door." "You're doing so well," she whispered, and he felt that warm rush in his chest. The same one he felt the very first time she said those words to him years ago. The next morning, he woke up earlier than usual, determined to finish the project before the twins woke up from their afternoon nap. But Song Hye-kyo surprised him. She was already in the backyard, wearing one of his oversized hoodies, holding paint buckets and brushes. "You're helping?" he asked, still blinking sleep from his eyes. She nodded confidently. "Of course. This is for our babies. And I want to paint something special too." And just like that, another memory began. They spent the whole morning painting colorful shapes, clouds, stars, animals, and cheerful patterns. Lee Min-ho painted a bright, winding road on the wooden play floor, while Song Hye-kyo painted tiny butterflies fluttering around the edges. They laughed when they accidentally brushed paint on each other's cheeks, and the moment turned so sweet, so intimate, that fans would have fainted if they saw it live. At one point, Lee Min-ho paused, watching her as she painted a little heart on one of the panels. "What's that for?" he asked, leaning closer. "It's our family heart," she replied shyly. "I want the twins to grow up surrounded by love, even in the smallest details." He reached over, covered her paint-smudged hand with his, and added an even bigger heart beside hers. "Then this one," he said softly, "is for us, for everything we've been through, and everything ahead." The backyard became a canvas of their love story. Fans would later say that if love could be painted, this playground was exactly what it would look like. As the day progressed, Song Hye-kyo fetched tiny decorations from inside. Wind chimes shaped like stars, small lanterns for evening glow, little wooden signs engraved with the twins' nicknames. Together they placed every piece with meaning. Every corner of the playground felt alive, like it held a secret or a memory waiting to unfold. When the twins finally woke up from their nap, Song Hye-kyo covered their eyes with her palms, giggling as she guided them to the backyard. "Are you ready?" she whispered, and the twins squealed with excitement. Lee Min-ho stood near the playground, trying to hold back his anticipation. He was more nervous than he had ever been before. Not even his biggest acting roles made his heart pound like this. "Okay," she said, her voice warm and full of joy. 3, 2, 1. She removed her hands. The twins gasped, and that single moment melted both parents instantly. They ran toward the playground like it was a wonderland, touching everything, climbing, sliding, shouting cute baby words that didn't even make sense but sounded like music to their parents' ears. One twin hugged the little painted heart panel. The other tapped the wind chimes, laughing at the sound. Lee Min-ho's throat tightened as he watched them. He wasn't just proud, he was overwhelmed. The joy on their tiny faces, the pure happiness radiating from their little bodies. It was everything he ever wanted as a father. Song Hye-kyo slipped her hand into his. "You did it," she whispered. "You made them so happy." "No," he said with a gentle smile, squeezing her fingers. "We did." And that moment right there, two people hand in hand, watching the children they created together find magic in something built with love, was enough to restart anyone's belief in love, family, and the beauty of simple moments. Evening arrived with a soft breeze. Lanterns glowed warmly around the playground, and the twins finally slowed down after hours of playing, climbing onto their parents' laps sleepily. Song Hye-kyo held one, Lee Min-ho held the other, and together they rocked gently beneath the painted wooden structure above them. "This will be their childhood," she whispered, brushing the twins' hair. "A safe place. A happy place. With you," he replied softly. "Every place is a happy place." And as the twins drifted into sleep, the couple stayed there, watching the lantern lights sway gently in the breeze. It was perfect. Not fancy, not extravagant, just perfect. Lovely viewers, if you ever doubted that real love exists, this moment between Lee Min-ho, Song Hye-kyo, and their twins was living proof that love still grows, still deepens, and still finds ways to make life beautiful. And as the night wrapped around them, one thing became clear. This wasn't just a playground. It was the beginning of childhood memories, family traditions, and a lifetime of joy, made with love piece by piece.